What's up? Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. So, I just wanted to give a brief life update just to let you all know what's been going on with me and how my daily routine is changing and what I've been working on and just chit chat a little bit about my day. This is going to be probably a brief video because it is late. And just to start off on that, I have been recording my videos like super late still. And I made a video about this specifically on why I keep recording late. Now, at that time, it was because I was kind of just letting my day go by to kind of see what I was doing and draw inspiration on, what to make a video about based off of like what I was doing throughout the day. Now, at that time, I was like hyper focused on decluttering and reselling items and things. So my days were pretty full. But that has since changed. I'm still slowly but surely selling things, reselling things, and I actually still have a little bit of stuff that I can, continue on with my decluttering activities, especially after today, which I'll get into in a minute. But it's not really in the forefront anymore. It's still going on slowly in the background, but it's just not what is consuming the majority of my time now. Now, I brought that up because that was initially the main reason why I was recording late. But now what I find is that recording late it's like a double-edged sword for me. It's the best time for me to record because everything is quiet. My dogs sleep, my mom sleep, most likely. And it's just quiet. Everything's slowed down, right? So now I can slow down, sit down, and record. But the con to that is I also am tired by the end of the day. So you get a little bit of low capacity content from me most of the time because my discipline for recording my videos daily and at least until I get to 100 videos is like super strong now. Like that habit has been formed. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna record a video even if it's at 11:59, p.m. I'm gonna do at least start it and on that same day, right? So I've been kind of just waiting until the end of the day not to draw, because a lot of times I know what I want to talk about pretty quickly throughout the day, but instead of me just stopping everything that I'm doing and just recording, I don't. Like, I continue to do all the things that I need to do throughout the day, whether it's chores or, with my, take care of my dog, et cetera, right? So in any event, I am still aware that I am recording late, and it is something that I do intend on changing now, which leads me into what's been going on with me lately. So I have started caregiving for my mom today because she just underwent a major back surgery and she came home today. And I wasn't sure that I wanted to talk about it because it was a lot that I was, preparing for and just wanted to, completely be there for my mom throughout, the process leading up to her surgery. And ultimately, it is one of the reasons why I ended up moving home. Now, the only difference with that is we didn't know exactly when the back surgery would be, and we were kind of in the planning stages before I even moved home, before, while I was still living in the Northern Virginia area. But I knew the possibility was going to, arise at some point. And so I ultimately decided it would just be better, to move home plus all of the other things that I've mentioned in previous videos, at least one or two other videos, how it just, considering everything that I am planning out for my new, you know, the new lifestyle that I'm, currently rebuilding, it just made the most sense for me to move back home, in addition to, of course, being here for my mom. So, with that being said, now, because now my daily routine, that dynamic of that is changing again, I have to kind of see what my days are looking like, to kind of identify the better times, in which to record my video. Now, I have mentioned this in maybe a video or two. Glow Tanmo. I follow her, content, and one thing she, recommends as far as, especially when you're a new content creator, is to, identify the times of day when your energy is like the highest, and just take note of that, and when it's the lowest, right? So, and to record your videos when your energy is the highest. And I already know that. I've always known that I have the most energy earlier in the day, like before 2 o'clock ish, maybe before 3 o'clock. The 3 to 5 p.m. window is pretty good too, especially if it's a slower day. But if I have like a lot of stuff to do, I usually do it this soon, like earlier in the day, to get it done, because that's when my energy is the highest. But for me, since I'm not at the point where I can just pick up, the camera, pick up my phone and just record just in the middle of things, I'm just not at that point just yet. I have to kind of stop everything that I'm doing and focus on what I want to, record, what I want to say, hash it all out, and then record. And that whole process for me, it isn't the quickest. It doesn't take super long. It takes me like from the idea to like actually planning it out, maybe 30 minutes or so, depending on how clear I am about what I want to talk about. But like I said, I think I just mentioned this. I usually know what I want to talk about pretty early in the day. It's just that I don't stop what I'm doing to record the video. I haven't gotten to that point to be able to do that yet. Because I just have to dedicate all my mental energy to it. Like, it doesn't come as naturally for me to just pick up the camera and record, at this moment in my, content creation journey. So I've just been defaulting to wait until the end of the day, usually in the evening, to just, make my videos. So, in any event, I digressed a little bit, but I mean, it all ties in together, because, like I said, now that the dynamic of my daily routine is about to change, I kind of have to see how things are going, and if I can, in fact, begin to really structure, my days around my energy, as opposed to all the things that I got to get done, on the checklist, right? So that's that. And today was just a really long day. My mom came home from the hospital today. Took quite some time to, get her situated, get her comfortable, um, make sure everything was good, And then on top of that, if you've seen, my previous video from yesterday, my dog sprained his wrist running around, in the field as he normally does. It's just yesterday he just actually ended up injuring himself a little bit. So, just kind of keeping an eye on him, trying to make sure he's not running around and doing too much on that wrist, to give it a chance to heal up. So, and then just, um again, remembering to breathe, just having some time for myself to just think about things. But also too, I have been learning more about the craft of content creation and really trying to learn and get thumbnails and stuff down. I've mentioned this in numerous videos that um I'm not the most creative in this aspect, like with graphic design and like fonts and colors, and I'm not that's not my strong suit. So my learning curve is pretty steep. So but I found a couple of really good YouTube videos to that kind of helped me, broke it down in an easier way for me to see. Because I mean, there's a ton of videos that go, okay, you want to learn how to make a thumbnail real quick, do this, and I'm like, okay, but what if I wanted to have a little bit more thought and meaning behind it? You know what I mean? So I found a couple of videos that addressed exactly that, and then just learning how to edit until you know my channel becomes successful enough to warrant outsourcing creating thumbnails and stuff like that and editing video. It's just going to be me, so my learning curve is a little bit steep, largely in part due to I'm doing everything on a Mac, and I've always been just used to using Windows PCs, and I'm still honestly learning my MacBook. In addition to learning how to use a lot of the software that I was using on my PC, now using on Mac, and just learning how everything is different. I've been learning a new software to record my videos. That gives way to the type of content I do plan on creating. That's a bit more versatile than what I'm using now, which is Zoom. So I've been learning that. I've just been, one of my favorite things, and I've mentioned this in other videos, is I love learning new stuff. Whether it's, new tech, just random stuff, or any, career-based skills. It doesn't matter. I'm a lifelong learner. I love learning things. So that's what I've been dedicating literally all of my spare time to doing, and just um, being able to start implementing the things. The thing about thumbnails, and it shouldn't be this difficult, and it's not difficult. It just takes a little bit more when you want to really actually put thought and effort into your thumbnails. Takes a little bit more to do than I was anticipating. And one of the things that is holding me back, I think, is because I don't enjoy taking pictures of myself. I don't take selfies very often at all. The only exception is like if I'm out, at an event or some type of experience like a concert, or, something where I want to retain that memory. I'll go ahead and you maybe do a selfie, but most likely I'm going to be taking a picture of what I see, and not putting myself in the picture. And it's one thing that I've always wished I was a lot better at, or that I, cared more about. But since starting this, YouTube journey and really wanting to take it serious as I figure things, but you guys are seeing me just figuring stuff out in real time, and really kind of understanding, okay, yeah, no, in order to, make better thumbnails, it really takes a lot more effort and energy, right? So me just getting used to actually taking more photos of myself, and more video of myself outside of the videos that I am, posting to YouTube, in order to get the type of thumbnails that I want. It's just, I'm working on it. I'm always doing stuff in the background, and I wish I could do a little bit of a better job in capturing that. And I talked about this in another video I did about stop buying gear, how I was considering buying another camera. But I did see, that the DJI Pocket 3, but then there's this other one that's called like the Insta 360 Go. And that one is really catching my eye because of its size and its convenience. And I think one of the things that keeps me from being able to capture the moment is because I always feel like super awkward pulling out a big old phone and a selfie stick, in the middle of something. It's just it's so awkward for me, and I can't wait until the day where it's not awkward. But right now, it is a little bit awkward for me. If you've seen any of my other videos, I talk about being a bit of an introvert, right? So it's just a little bit awkward for me still. But in any event, I've been kind of looking at that as a potential, way to help solve that. But in any event, these are just things that literally I'm, considering throughout the day, each day, as I learn ways to improve upon my overall content creation. And right now, because the dynamic of my days have just been changing a lot since I've been home, um, I'm still trying to find just even footing, even ground, right? To really start shaping my day around my videos. And right now, end of the day is just the best time for me to be able to crank out the video. But I just wanted to give you guys that update, just to let you know what's going on and where I am at in my content creation journey. It is day 70, and we got 30 more to go until we get to 100 days of posting daily, 100 videos on YouTube. Let's go. I'm excited. I am excited. Never mind the low-key voice, okay? But in any event, thank you so much for watching my video and hanging out with me and just, chatting about what's been going on with me. Let me know in the comments if something's changed in your daily routine lately and how have you adjusted to it. I'd love to hear about it. And if you have any tips, that would be great too. Thank you so much again for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.